Hey. Yeah. Come here.
You know, Dark and Darker? Yeah. We need to duck. So it's safe to say, I really enjoyed this game. So much so that I made a video. But I guess it doesn't matter right now because they have a cease and desist on them. And I know that because they posted it on Discord as soon as it occurred. Not to mention the many people that are talking about it on the internet. All that aside, you're here for one thing. So the current CEO of Iron Mace, Park Terrence, or Terrence Park, whatever, used to work with a company called Nexon. They do a bunch of MMORPGs and gacha games, and a bunch of other sketchier shit, but we'll get there in a minute. This is where things start to really gain some momentum, because Nexon starts blaming Terrence for taking home work and stealing codes during the pandemic. Why is that, you ask? Well, here's the real kicker. There was a game called P3 that was coming out from Nexon, and Terrence was one of the people working on it. So after he soon left the company, and started development on a game called Dark and Darker, a game that is very similar to the game that he was previously working on with Nexon. So as one might expect, they slapped him with a big old cease and desist, which means they could be indirectly suing Valve for being on the in-game store and allowing purchases. But the main claim was that he was ripping the entire game. The entire castle, some of the skills. I mean, there are even multiple screenshots floating around showing the stolen models and elements. So saying this, I'm definitely not defending any of the devs, or Nexon, or anything that they allegedly did or did not do. But Parker Terrence's retaliation seems quite valid. There were over 2,000 assets used, and they were all mainly from Unreal Engine. Unreal's marketplace that you can legitimately get free or purchase assets? And come on, don't tell me that you've never seen those before. Terrence had even made it clear while leaving Nexon that he wanted to pursue a project in the same genre as P3. Terrence even had the same game artist from P3 work on Dark and Darker. Iron Mace even talked about the natural consistencies of the genre. And then even as a joke, they went to ChatGPT and asked it to make a PvP dungeon crawler game. And it came up with an eerily similar concept. Now, on the flip side of this, Nexon has also had problems with copyright issues. And I've heard a few different streamers give a few different takes, especially Aspen Gold. But in short, Nexon's not really been caught for any of these copyright issues. While currently, the Dark and Darker devs are taking the full brunt of the cease and desist, while Nexon can continue getting away with shit like this. While some fans might respond with malice against Nexon, there are also those hoping that the Dark and Darker devs with Iron Mace can get this whole project back on track. And again, not taking sides, but it seems like Nexon is a bit salty they missed out on the chance to make this game first. But that also goes down to its own paradoxical spiral of morals, like who's really stealing what and who's really right in this wrong situation, is that previous copyright issues usually don't sway in the way of the underdog. But I, like many others, really enjoyed this game. Also, like many others, definitely hope that Iron Mace can redeem themselves. But until then, Dark and Darker has been completely removed from Steam. We might get a spin-off, or honestly at this point, with the positive feedback from fans, I wouldn't be surprised if another development team came up to try and pick up the bits and pieces. But I still haven't lost hope yet. Many games change their names or even use player feedback to tweak their game. So at some point, whether it's Dark or Darker, or a different company with a different name, I can't wait to play this kind of game again, man. It was so much fun. Well, that's all I wanted to say. Bye.